Oh, that's some strong shit. Oh, hello everybody. Didn't know we started. So we have a special Facebook Live today. Coronavirus sale. We woke up to some issues today. So coronavirus. So I'm drinking some 805 just to be safe. I don't want any coronavirus. So 805 is the safe beer. Okay, so we need a magic number for today. We have a ridiculous sale. So here's the deal. I'm just gonna start now. I'm gonna tell you that I woke up and I got this message, and the message said, "Sir, your flight has been cancelled." Damn, that's not good. So my flight cancelled, and there are no flights anymore from Finnair to Finland until further notice. You can actually book flights for after, I think it's the 14th of April, but who knows? Seriously, who knows what's going to happen? This could get worse. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. You have to pay for your flight home. That's how good the deal is. Yeah, so anyway, that was the situation we're in. And that's why we have a Corona sale. We have a Corona sale so that I can get some flights. That's it. Ashton says 108. Okay, what time is it? Okay, Europe's asleep. What time is it in Asia right now? Let's see. East Coast might be asleep too. That's not going to be good. Okay, so Asia's awake. So we have West Coast and Asia. That's what we work with. Sound lag glitching. Come on. Sound isn't good. What's going on? No good? Okay, we have some East Coast people. There we go. I'm going to wave to him. Atkins diet is... Atkins, how's that 40 bucks looking? How's that $40 looking that you owe me? I saw Paul Coleman resurfaced. He owes me $200 since 2016. It's so cool. Just handing out cards and shit, and don't worry about the payment. That's cool. Video is glitching. Why is the video glitching? I'm on Wi-Fi. Maybe the coronavirus is affecting the Wi-Fi. Could that be the case? 66. Okay, we need to spam some parents here. To watch, get certain captains to watch that can't still, even now, 2020, I still can't legally mention these people, but you know who they are. So just, spam them. We need some of the fans to watch. And we can start this. Is it true you're selling new kits for $199? No, not $199, but I have a ridiculous deal going. 69. 3 more people, and then we'll announce this deal. We are canceling Philippine Masters 2020. See, I knew it. I told you. Okay, we had 69 people. Let's go check it out. International.jqracing.com. International.jqracing.com. Then we go the cars, kits. Okay, my friends. It's freaking ridiculous. International.jqracing.com 2020 combo number 2. The car black edition plus an OS. You can select a spec queue or a kit. It's $499 plus $229 for an OS. Let's see how much this is. So I'm gonna get the B2102 plus 2090 combo. $729. I mean, it's almost a free OS. Come on, guys. That's ridiculous. What are your goals as a chassis owner, and how do you plan to reach them? Wow, that's such a big question. I can't really answer that question right now, with the coronavirus and all. $240 kits to make up for the money people owe you. Now that's a bit too cheap. So, yeah, go on international.jqracing.com and go to kits and kit with an OS engine. There's actually a ridiculous deal on the basic OS, the XRB V2. $90 for an engine. Come on. How can you buy? I mean, you are getting a car, the black edition, and an OS engine for the price of just the car. That's ridiculous. So anyway, we have a few of those, and when they're gone, they're gone. So that's it. That's the coronavirus sale. Need to do that so I can get home. $50 for kit and motor is you use code FORCE, #force retirement. I'm forced to retire due to Anthony beating me too bad. There's actually a rule, like if Anthony goes up to leading like by 15 wins or more, then I have to retire. And we're at, what are we at now? 6. It's 8-2. 88 people. Let's make it 100 people. We need 100 people, and then I'll start this. I'll do Q&A until we get 100 people. How about that? So you can go on the website anytime, and I'll leave it up. So all you Euros and East Coast people, you see this Facebook Live. If you see it, go on the website, get your kit and a free OS, basically. Good deal. And yeah, so we need 10 more people, 11 more people. Now it's 14. How does that work? 14 more people, and then I'll start. So I already did the sale part. I have to talk about some coronavirus stuff and some diff issues, some diff gears. Oh, it's going to be fun. Pit bikes at my house tomorrow. Don't bring corona. So Anthony, I think once we start this Facebook Live, we're going to talk about it, but I might be at your house very soon. Very soon. We'll see. The situation is here. Digani says, just stay. You can go to Silver State. But I'm like, no, if shit really hits the fan, I'd prefer to be back home in Finland, to be honest. When are you going to fix your plastics? What do you mean fix my plastics? What's wrong with the plastics? Next 2 months, well, I was planning on doing the PMB next month. I don't know if there will be a PMB, and I don't know if I'll be there, but that was the plan. Then the plan was also to do a race in Germany, in Frankfurt, the Bischofsheim warm-up, but yeah, it's looking pretty bad right now. And after that, then Euros warm-up, and Finnish nationals, Euros, Worlds, all those races. Is your new driver going to be the guy who races RCGP with you next year? The guy who you're just signed? Are you talking about the thylacine, Aaron Dexter? Champion? Australians just going over to New Zealand and dominating? I do mean him or what? Who is the most aggressive Euro? Okay, good question. Let's think about this one over an 805. I think the most aggressive Euro is every Spanish driver and Marco Barufalo. I think, yeah, that's really the best way to explain this. Like every single Spanish driver and Barufalo. That's the most aggressive Euro. French guys are usually pretty rude on the track, but right now I can't think of one that would top the Spanish guys and Barufalo, really. Like those are really the most aggressive Euros. PMB is happening, yeah. As of right now, PMB is happening, but we don't know. We don't know. It's a month away or 3 weeks away. PMB is 3 weeks away, and it's at an expo center owned by a university. And today they just put on the news that Tennessee had the first confirmed cases of coronavirus, and like it tripled from whatever it was to 20 or something. So who knows? In 3 weeks time they might shut down the PMB. Who knows? We don't know. I don't know. So Boots isn't as aggressive as Barufalo. Ronnefalk isn't that aggressive. Are they real Spanish or Spanish American or Spanish African? I think they're like North African Spanish. Okay, 9 more people, then we can start. Q&A. Any questions? If you have any questions, now's the time. Because after this, we're going to start talking Corona and Diff gears. 6 more people. What's your American rant? Oh, I forgot. Chuck, good point. I completely forgot. I have a series going. So I am here in America experiencing the unique American culture. And the first part was adult Americans kissing on the mouth. Unbelievable. Even that Tom Brady guy, football guy, kissing his dad on the mouth. It's like, what are you doing? This is so weird. So adults kissing their adult children on the mouth, or like some uncle kissing a 16-year-old niece on the mouth. It's like, sit down. It's just really weird. But that's a thing in America, apparently. Oh, 102. I have to start. Well, let's finish this. What was the second part of weird American culture? First was kissing on the mouth. Help me out. What was the second one? Shit. What was it? Oh, yeah, it was that thing with everyone's patriotic. All the Americans super patriotic. You can't do anything without national anthem, this and that, God bless America, and military appreciation. Basically, like that's, you wake up and that's what you have to do. You have to listen to the national anthem. You have to look at the flag. You have to pay your respects. You have to, it's crazy what you have in America. It's so patriotic. But then as soon as you ask anyone, where are you from? Or who, like, they ask you, actually, they ask me, you have an accent, where are you from? I say Finland. They say, oh, really? And then they go on their spiel of, I'm actually Irish, Scottish, Mexican and Spanish, Italian, and a pinch of Swedish put in there. You're an American. What's wrong with you? So people are super patriotic, yet they don't want to just be American. It's really weird. And then we have all the hyphenated stuff like, I'm Jewish American, I'm all that stuff. I'm Asian American. No, you're just American. Shut up. So, part three. I am going to think of part three, and we're going to talk about it today. Race formats. No, I was going to talk about better race formats, but the coronavirus, it threw a curveball and it hit me in the nuts, and I can't think straight. So I'm not going to talk about the formats. That I'm going to do that maybe next week or the week after. Okay. Okay, coronavirus. So what's happening? So I woke up, my flight was cancelled. So I think, okay, what do I do? Should I just reschedule for a later date? Or what should I do? So I educate myself a bit on what's going on. And I see that shit's really hitting the fan. I'm not really that worried about the coronavirus itself. Like if I got it, it's a very low chance that it's very serious for me. Most likely I just get a flu and that's it. But who knows? Maybe I have some underlying issues I don't know about, and maybe I get really sick. I don't know. I think a bigger problem is that if I then I can transmit it to someone, like old person or sick person, and they could have issues. So that's the whole problem with this corona thing right now. That's why they are shutting down big events and the shit is hitting the fan. See, basically what I gathered from everything I listened to and read is that there are already coronaviruses, like I think four different coronaviruses that exist, and they're seasonal and they come and go, and it's kind of like the flu. Well, what's special about this is that it's somewhere between 10 to 30 times more deadly than the normal flu. Obviously not good. And also it transmits really easily. So you can have it and not know, no symptoms, but you can transmit it to other people. And then you have symptoms, and then you obviously know that you have something. But those days before you even know you have it, you could have already given it to a bunch of people. That's why it's spreading fast. And the problem is, because it's new, a lot of people aren't, if it's something old, people who had it, maybe they don't get it as easily because they have their immune system is working. They have antibodies, whatever. I'm not a doctor, but this is how it works. Like if you've had something, maybe you don't get it as easily. Now this is new. Everyone pretty much like, if you're exposed to it, you get that shit. So the problem right now is more so, not really that it's like Ebola, everyone's going to die, but more so that it overwhelms the system. So they have to try and control it. Like, we don't want this to spread too much because it just overwhelms the system. Too many people get sick at the same time. And in Italy, there apparently was a situation where there were so many people who were getting sick and in hospital that they had to basically make decisions they didn't have enough staff or medicine or resources to help people, that they have to make decisions like, okay, so to kind of let these people die and then sort of help these people. Now, we don't want to be in a situation like that, okay? So that's why they are taking these precautions now with canceling events and limiting travel, because they don't want the virus to spread too quickly. Wait, the system, like in a normal situation, it's similar to the flu. It's a bit more deadly than the flu, but we can handle it. But now it's extreme because it's so many people getting it at the same time. So that's the big problem. And also, I think what's different compared to this and other ones that have been like the bird flu, swine flu, all that crap that's been going on, or Ebola, is that usually if something is more deadly, it doesn't transmit very effectively. Or then if it's kind of benign, not a big deal, transmits easily, not a big deal. Well, this one, transmits easily. A lot of people are getting it, and also a bit too deadly for comfort. So, yeah. So I guess it's the real deal. This isn't any fake news. It's the real deal, and that's why. Just looking at Italy, look at Italy. First, they kind of were worried a bit and limiting this and that. Now they shut the whole country down. What the hell is that? And then Trump says, "Oh, Europe allowed in America anymore." So it's like just getting worse and worse and worse. And right now, if I want to go home, I could fly via London. So I could fly to London and then from London to Finland. And I was thinking, okay, so should I just leave now when I can, or should I stay, hopefully do PMB, and then try and go home? And that's basically what I was thinking today. Like, what should I do? Because if I stay, the worst case would be they would shut down Finland. All right, no one's allowed in Finland, or shut down England, or America. Oh, you can't leave America. Any one of those things could happen in theory. And also, even if after 30 days flights would be normal, they could be super expensive at that point. Who knows? I mean, there's so many canceled flights now. It's not said that they're just going to get you another flight or anything really. So I think, honestly, the safest bet would be for me to find a flight and just go home now. So I think tomorrow I need to decide what I'm going to do. So there's that. And also that maybe add to the worst case the fact that I stayed and then there's no PMB. That would suck too. Go to PMB and lay it down. That's what THEQuagraine said. Just go to PMB. Worst case, you can do Silver State too. That's what he said. But me, I'd just rather be back home in Finland if things get worse than this. Empire Hangover race next week. That sounds like it's kind of far. Anyway, let's talk about diff gears. So coronavirus is what it is. We have to deal with it. And now we're going to talk about diff gears. Yeah, no, PMB is happening. Yeah. Right now it is. And for now, I'm still here. Diff gears. Okay, so we had a slight issue now that we had to solve. So the way it works is, in China and Taiwan, it's a combination of both countries, there's about 50, Anthony says he has 30 805s. It's good. It's pretty good, Anthony. Where was I? In China and Taiwan, there's about 50 or so companies that are involved in producing the Black Edition. And one thing that has been a bit of a struggle the last few years is the fact that finally the Chinese government is sort of cracking down and actually implementing some rules and regulations. So they sort of actually care a bit about the employees' safety, health and safety, and environmental regulations and those sorts of things. So rules have been really lax in the past, and as China is developing more, rules are put in place and they're actually being enforced now. So there are companies who have had to change their practices, other companies that have had to close, some companies have gone bankrupt, some companies have changed the industry they're working in or changed what they are doing specifically because of these things. And that affects the RC industry also, because a lot of the things, the coatings and hard anodizing and a lot of the things that we do are actually harmful to the environment or the people that are the employees, the people that are working there. So some things are really hard to get done other than in China, because in China they don't give a shit. So they just Analyze this way, that way, do whatever. Like no one cares. Well, now they care. So it's been sort of an ongoing problem that well, the supplier that made this for us no longer exists, or we don't have this supplier anymore, that supplier. So constantly having to change suppliers and find new vendors and all that crap. So then you make new parts with a new vendor, for example, and they do some sort of treatments, and then the treatments are different. Oh, crap! Well, isn't the same that we used to have? Well, no, it's someone different doing it now. So then next batch, will improve. So there have been some fluctuations, in hard coating, heat treatments, and all kinds of different parts on the car. Most of them haven't really made a difference because most people probably didn't notice. I notice, but most people don't. But now we had a difference, which I think everyone will notice. And it's not exactly because of this reason that I said, because it is actually the same vendor, but something changed. So I don't have any gears here. This is the big gear in the diff, small gear in the diff. Big gear, we have 2 of them. Small gear, we have 4 of them. They go in the diff, work together, right? So recently I built a kit, and I looked at the gears. I'm like, well, it's not my gear. What the hell? Built a diff. It fucking locked. It sucked. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? And at the same time, I had some people say that, hey, has the shimming changed in the diff? Like the diff didn't work with 2 shims. I'm like, no, it hasn't changed. Well, apparently it has. So the big gear, not the 4 small gears, but the 2 big gears. What's happened now is the mold maker apparently made some changes. It's like, yeah, this decade-old mold here has some issues, so we need to, fix it up a bit. Only slightly changed the gear while he did that. Genius move, right? So when this happened, I contact my manufacturer, and we have another nice discussion about what the hell is going on. And they were like denying everything. Oh, no, nothing's changed. It's all the same. I'm like, no, look at this. Like sending pictures, explaining, like, look. No, nothing's changed. We asked the vendor, like, everything's fine, nothing's changed. I said, look, let me explain to you in a way that you can understand what I'm saying here. I'm not asking you a question. I'm telling you. So you've been married for 10 years. You've been married for a decade. Every morning you wake up next to your wife. And then one morning you wake up and you look at your wife and it's a different woman. And you go, who the hell are you? And then for some weird reason, I walk in the room. I'm like, that's your wife. And you go, no, that's not my wife. That's another woman. And I go, no, that's your wife. Like, that's the situation we went. Basically, the diff gears are my wife. Because I've been staring at my diff gears for a decade, right? And then this guy's trying to say that nothing has changed. I know my diff gears like you know your wife after 10 years of waking up next to her. That's how I know my diff gears, okay? So they bloody well changed. So eventually, I think this example worked. And then the gears started moving. And that's how we found out, yeah, well, a slight modification to the molds that happened and this and that. And so this is what we have now. Oh, so you mean we can't get the other gears now? Nope, can't get the other gears now. Oh my God. I was like, we're fucked. Basically just pack it in and just do something else. Like JQ Threads full time. Like, screw RC, forget about it. Well, anyway, I took the gears and simple solution. The not so simple thing is if you have kits, which, I mean, if this was the attitude, then I'm sure there are kits out there that have mixed gear. I mean, goddamn. But if you have only these now newly updated, completely unexpected, changed gears, then you just run one shim behind each big gear. Small gear, normal, just run the one shim. Big gear, we've been running two shims behind them, we just run one. So the big gears on the end, one shim behind each big gear, and your diff should work smooth. So that's where we are right now. Now, I was actually planning on going to China. Everything was set. I was going to go to China. I was going to look for some gears. I was going to, kick some behinds. But no, can't go to China now. Big corona epidemic going on. So I can't go to China. But this is what we are doing right now. So those new gears, you can run them. You just put one shim behind each gear. No, I mean, how did they modify the molds, especially without charging you? Yeah, they didn't even tell me. I don't know. What do you mean how? Like, obviously, they were like, oh, it's getting a bit weak and messy and this and that. We can touch up the mold and the gear's a bit thicker now. Didn't think to fucking tell anyone, did you? Ay. Chris, it's a different shape. I mean, I literally just looked at it. I'm like, what? Yeah, so the verdict is pending on these gears. But I know one gear behind each big gear, the diff will work. You can run the car. That's where we are. So, yeah. First, I mean, initial reaction was, I felt like I needed to run thinner diff, which was a bit of a worry for me. I hope they don't work different, but I need to try back to back at another track. I just tried them at that stupid race at Palm Desert. So I need to try them back to back on a track that I know, controlled environment, and then I'll know for sure. But yeah, one shim behind each big gear. What American beer are you drinking? Yeah, I mean, you should know this by now. 805. Kasinollavitonen. That's what I'm drinking. No Corona. Corona's off the list. Yeah. So, is that clear? Diff gears are clear. Coronavirus is clear. I mean, I still kind of feel that it's a big to-do about nothing, that like it's better safe than sorry situation. But yeah, I think in this situation you kind of want to be better safe than sorry. So, yeah. How long is the runtime with the new... What do you mean runtime? What does that mean? What do you mean? Makes total sense. A very small crawler company had their mold taken. I won't speak of why, but they are now sold online. What? Again, I can't see more. Sold online from China by the company that had the mold. Sounds like fun. Are you using a diff checker to standardize your diffs? I have tried the diff checker. I don't use the diff checker to check that every time I build a diff it's the same. But I have used the diff checker to just compare different oils and compare different manufacturers' diffs. So if you say that, okay, you have 5,000 in this diff, and then I try it on the checker, then I compare to mine and those kind of things. But I don't use it just every time I rebuild my diff. I try to make sure it's the same. Daniel Adams is watching. Hey Daniel, need to pick up the RCGP stuff, and might have to do it actually soon. I might be flying home next week, so I need to make that decision here shortly. See what the situation is tomorrow. Plan was to do it at the end of this month, but might have to be in the next 3 days. So go back and read a question, okay? So now the Diff shim setup is like most all other brands, pretty much, yeah. I mean, now with the new gears, the Diff setup is one shim behind all the gears in the Diff. And I mean, if I had actually prepared for this, I would have had the gears here. But the way to tell the difference is that the new gear is a darker gray, and it looks just like it has sharper edges. It's a bit taller, and it looks like it doesn't slope down as much. Like it's a bit more flat and thick and darker gray and sharper edges on the teeth. That's kind of how you can tell. The other way to tell is just build a Diff and it won't work. That's the other way. They sub in a mold for some other car. No, it's the same mold. They modified the mold. What question do you want me to read? Plan B. Okay, so let's say the gears worked. I ran them, so plan B. Like if plan B, like they really didn't work, there's no plan B. I pack up and I give up on this shit. That's it. That's plan B. I have some old gears still. I'm gonna run them, and then when I run out, see you later. But well, maybe not. I don't know. There's no plan B right now. This is new. This is all new information. This is like the coronavirus. The world has coronavirus. JQ has Diff gear virus. Right now, we're just looking for solutions. Right now, just put one gear shim, Diff shim, whatever shim you want to call it. Just put one behind each big gear if you have those new gears, and you'll be good. What's that noise? It might have been the dog. It was like a weird noise. It was drinking out there. What run? I don't understand. Run time. Oh, run in time. What? There's no run in time. I don't honestly, the run in time is for the out drives and the drive shafts and all that stuff. Like the inner diff gears, or maybe it gets a bit smoother, but there's no running time for that. Yeah. Oh. Get your stuff made in Taiwan, dude. China has messed up too many manufacturers. It's both. My stuff is made in China and Taiwan. Like the important stuff, like drive shafts and drivetrain stuff, gears and shocks, and that stuff is made in Taiwan. Yeah. So, what the hell? Why are there no crazy OS orders? What's going on? Did you not see me say that there's a ridiculous sale going on? Oh, did I speak too soon? What? Someone ordered a limited white edition, the white plastic one. We still have like 7 of them left or something. I have to check how many. Do you remember we made the white edition with white plastic? So we had a few kits left. Like the parts are gone pretty much, but we have a few kits left and someone just ordered. Well, that's good, but what about this OS deal? No one wants the OS deal? The hell is going on? Basically, you get an OS engine and a black edition for the price of a black edition. How is that not good enough for you people? I'm disappointed. Am I going home? Well, I really have to decide within the next 24 hours. Get this. I saw a flight. I'm not kidding. Ridiculous. Where are we? LAX. Los Angeles to London. $100 fucking dollars. $100. One-way flight. Los Angeles to London, $100. $100 flight. And then $180 from London to Helsinki. $280 for a flight from Los Angeles to Helsinki. So I don't know. It's looking like I need to fly home next week. Because let's be honest here. They could cancel PMB. It could be expensive to get home later. There could be a delay of weeks where I'm not allowed to fly into Finland, for example. Shit could really hit the fan. Like the corona cases in Finland only started a few days ago, and it's like the curve just went like that. So if it keeps going up, Finland might decide, okay, well, fuck this. We're up here in the north, we don't need any more people in here. Done. No one can go to Finland. They might decide that in a week. What then? I don't know how long that could last, so I don't know. Just the safest bet would be to just fly home, to be honest. And then worst case, nothing happens, everything's fine, PMB is great, and I missed it. But at least I'm home, and I didn't have to spend tons of money or time or figuring out this and that, and just, I can work. So. Can't afford the sale, money has to go towards expensive healthcare in America. Good point. If you're tuning Canva, I refuse to answer this question because he said your instead of your. You apostrophe RE. Okay, this is a new rule. So if you don't write you are or your as in you apostrophe RE, if you write your, I'm not going to answer your question. Okay? Because that's a pet peeve of mine. That's like cutting the track. No, I can't. Busy buying ammo and toilet paper. Yeah, what the hell is wrong with people? Seriously. Why is everyone buying toilet paper? I don't understand. Why? Every store there's no toilet. If people just acted normal and just bought normal amount of toilet paper, there would be no shortage of toilet paper. Now, all the idiots have toilet paper and everyone else doesn't have toilet paper. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid. Also, the funniest thing, this is actually the silver lining. So I heard that one of the reasons why this, okay, they aren't 100%, they don't know everything about this virus, obviously, but this is what they suspected, this is the theory, this is what they said. The reason why this doesn't cause as many issues and problems in children as it does with adults is that children's immune system and antibodies and whatever isn't as developed as in adults. And what this virus does is it turns your own immune system against you. So when you're a child and you don't have that, the virus can't turn your strong immune system against you. So it doesn't cause, bad symptoms for children. So another thing in the stores was funny was all the toilet paper was gone, all that hand sanitizer and stuff was gone, and all that sort of boost your immune system and this and that and all those sorts of products were gone. So here's the silver lining. I hope they actually work and they boost the immune system, and then you get the virus and it's worse for you because you're a fucking idiot who bought all the toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and boost your immune system, vitamins and this and that, extract and pills. Because you hoarded all that shit, you deserve a worse coronavirus. That's what I think. Don't need to die or anything, just have a worse case of it. You're safer. You know what? I guarantee I would be safer in Finland. And that's not even what I worry about. I'm not worried about that. It's not about me getting it or not. I mean, it's just that if you do get sick in America, it's much worse to be sick here than back home, for sure. It costs a lot of money. And also just, Finland's I can just be there in the middle of nowhere and not see a human being for forever if I want to. And I can work. Comfortable. And it's way cheaper also. Eli, you're welcome. No more your over here. Okay, so a sale, international.jqracing.com. Go there. You can get a black edition and basically a free OS. What the hell is wrong with you people? Just go on there and order that shit so I can book my flight. Come on. And then what else? Coronavirus, we covered that. Looks like it's the real deal. Not good. And diff gears. We covered the diff gears too. One shim behind each gear if you have the new gears. If you have a mix, if you're not sure, send pictures. We can send replacement gears. We can hook you up with whatever you need to get your car on the track. Let's put it that way. It's not an issue where you can't get on the track. Just the shimming is different. Travis Emezcua is on the toilet watching this. He's on the toilet because he doesn't have any toilet paper. So he's actually stuck there. Okay, Frank fixed his post. So that's good. One less yaw in the world. So now we can actually answer this question. If I can click see more. There we go. If you're tuning camber and feel like adding quite a bit of... What? Oh my God. These people. If you're tuning camber and feel like adding quite a bit of rear camber is freeing up your car how you like, is the better move to shorten the link for more camber change versus running a lot of negative camber? Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. So this, okay, let's deal with this question. So having a lot of camber was good. It freed up the car in the corner, like let's say rear camber in the corners. That was a good thing. How do you achieve that? Do you just add more static camber, or do you shorten the link, angle the link, more camber change, and get the camber in the corner like that? I would say that more than likely it's better to add more static camber. You add static camber, you lose some forward bite, but it's not that significant, I think. But you can gain a significant, it makes a significant difference in the corner. And like I've said before, if you have your friend in pit lane, or if you don't have friends, just force someone, bribe someone, pay someone to help you, trick someone into helping you. I don't know what you can do. Threaten them with the coronavirus. I don't know. Just get someone in pit lane to help you. You drive a few laps, you come in, they adjust your camber, they add more, for example. They keep adding more, you keep driving, and you find, oh, not good. It started improving, now it's getting worse. Let's go back a bit. Okay, it's improving again. Oh, now it's getting worse. Narrow in on that very best setting of camber. Makes a huge difference on the track. Mainly the corners and how it transitions from a corner going straight and back into a corner. So I think the static camber would be key there. Because in my opinion, changing the upper links, the more relevant thing is the roll centers and not camber change. Now, that's my opinion. That's not set in stone, but that's my opinion, because I can change camber and I can notice the difference that the camber makes. But then when I change an upper link, shorten it, yeah, I know the camber change is different now. Maybe I have to readjust camber to find the best sweet spot. But changing the link inevitably changes the handling of the car more. So a shorter link, transitions between having traction and losing traction will be faster, so maybe you'll spin out easier or oversteer suddenly, or it will change things like that, or bump handling is different. It just changes the feel of the car more, where if you have a good safe car, just adjusting camber will improve it even more, or make it a bit worse, or make you faster. It's a big noticeable difference, but it's still the same car, if you see what I mean. But when you change the link, it changes the whole feel of the car. That's like waking up next to a woman that's not yours. It's like, not yours. waking up to a woman that's not your wife, like I was explaining earlier. It's like a big difference. Maybe to the outside world, they're like, hey, that's your wife. And you're like, no, I know her. Been with her for 10 years, I would know. So anyway, does that make sense? If the camber is the thing that you're after, just change static camber. The upper link changes always change the feel of the car more. So that's a different thing. Okay, let's catch up with this. And then I think we'll be done. Is there anything wrong with not using any shims? If you don't use any shims in your diffs, then you're going to strip the gears. Maybe it feels fine at first, but trust me, you're going to lock the diff. Leave the OS off the deal and sell it with a 24-pack double rolls of toilet paper. That's actually a good idea. I may have to do that. TP counts as America rant. Shit, I was going to go. I forgot. You know what? I need another beer. And then we are going to do Cultural Appreciation of America Part 3. I'm going to think of something good. First one was kissing on the mouth. Second one was how everyone's so patriotic, yet no one wants to be just American. Doesn't make any sense. We're going to figure something out. I need a third one. I'll think of a third one. Actually, wait. Let me see. Yeah, I was checking my phone notes because I thought I had a list of ideas. But clearly I didn't. Okay, I'm caught up with comments. We are going to go into Appreciating American Culture, Part 3, in just a minute. I need to think of a topic. And also, I need a Casinola Vitone. Okay, I'm back. Oh, yeah, no opener. This is how we open them here. Oh. Okay. Cheers. Okay. The best I can come up with now is American restroom culture. That's it. We're gonna go there. Here's the deal. So, my understanding is toilets are called toilets or WC. WC is from water closet, I think. Now, in America, for some inexplicable reason, they're called rest rooms. So, what? So people go there to rest. There's a room that they go to rest and relieve themselves. Rest room, it makes zero sense to me. Why is it called a rest room? Oh, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna go rest. Like, I don't get it. I do not understand the whole restroom thing. Then actually I just thought of another one we're gonna do here, but I'm not gonna let you on to another one. Next week we're gonna talk about this other thing. It's kind of relates to the restroom also, so I'm not even gonna go there because you'll understand what the next rant will be. Or next, it's not really a rant, it's the next sort of observation. So okay, so after you get over the fact that it's a restroom, which is just weird, you have to come to terms with the fact that as sort of conservative and shy and what's the word, sort of, there's a word for it, like Americans are very Americans are outgoing, but when it comes to sort of the private kind of stuff, they're very they sort of, they don't exactly go to the nudist beach or to a sauna. You know, like in Finland, you would go to a sauna. Like, Americans are very private individuals. You know, you save yourself for marriage, kind of thing. Like that's America. Twist off. It's not twist off. Casinolla Vitonen. It's not twist off. So anyway. So prude, yeah, reserved, prude, modest. Yes, okay. I get that. They make fun of Finnish people. Finnish people go to the sauna. Like, what the hell? You're going to the sauna and you're naked. Like, all women together naked, or all men together naked, or you're just wearing a towel, or like, that's like super weird to them. Yeah, I get it. I see how that can be weird. But you go to a restroom in America, and now I have actually researched this. I have tried to figure out why they do this, because this only happens in America. They built the bathroom stalls with gaps in the doors like that. I'm not kidding. It is like the most retarded, not even like full-time employee, but like a summer job of some guy who doesn't give a fuck, who's suicidal, who's like, I'm gonna kill myself tonight, so it doesn't matter what I do. Plus, he's like also like somehow physically challenged and mentally just like not there. Those are the kind of people that are in charge of designing and building these things. That's what it's like. It just makes no sense. Like, the parts don't fit together. It's like the door is not supposed to be the door of this bathroom stall. The walls are taken from something else. And then the lock system is like from an airplane. Like, actually, it's not even for a door. It's like for the tray system. And even then, one is from an Airbus and the other is from a Boeing. It makes no sense. The bathroom stalls in America are just ridiculous. There's like the gap to the door to the floor is like that. Okay? Then sideways, like each side of the door, there's a gap like that. And then the lock system is just fucking hold the door. Like that's where we're at. So you walk, this is the deal. You walk into a restroom in America and you see through the crack, you see someone taking a dump. It's like, what the fuck? What is that? Why? I don't understand. Why? It makes no sense. The doors might have been built at the JQ Diff gear factory. Exactly. The same people that make my Diff gears and modified that mold, they are in charge of designing the doors for these bathroom stalls. That's it. We just cracked the nut. Why are you looking through the gaps? But that's the thing. Like, you just walk in, you're kind of minding your own business. You're just walking in and you look like, oh, where's a free? Oh my God, there's just some fat guy taking a dump. You aren't trying to look, but it's massive. You can't help. Then you're in there yourself and you're like, oh, like, fuck, this guy's washing his hands right now. I can see his face in the mirror. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid. And there's another thing. Why do the shape of the toilet bowl? Come on. First of all, the shape is just weird. Often they're super low to the ground, which is weird, and full of water. There's like 70 gallons of water in that bowl. It's absolutely impossible to pee in a bowl like that without splashing your pee everywhere. Unbelievable. Like, why is there 70 gallons of water in my toilet bowl right now? There should be like this much water at the bottom of the bowl. The toilet bowl should be like that, then a bit of water there, then you pee in there. It splashes all inside. In America, peanut splashes everywhere. makes no sense. Every time you flush like 126 gallons of water because it's all the water is. It makes no sense. I do not understand. The worst. I mean, the only way you can make worse toilets is to actually not have a bowl, just make a hole, like they have in some places in Italy and in Asia, like in China and Indonesia, where they just have a hole as your toilet. That's worse. That's the only way you can make a worse toilet. Even there, you can actually close the door so people can't watch you or you can't watch them. But Jesus Christ, get a grip. Seriously. Anyway, that's my restroom rant. I mean, you can't really get a rest in there, not in private at least. So, I'm not crazy, right? You've noticed this. Surely anyone in America has noticed this thing. Next week we'll have a good one. This one reminded me of another cultural thing here in America that I've noticed. So, yeah. Anyone get the sale yet? Everyone's sleeping. Chris, bathrooms are filthy everywhere. It's just like your restrooms are just weird by design. Very strange. Well, we got a couple of orders in, but they're like orders of something completely different. So, I don't know. I think that's it. I think we're done. If there are no more questions, I think we need to end this. We did the sale. We talked about Diff gears. Talked about Corona. Talked about some strange American cultural habits. Yeah. No more questions? That's it. Chris, when do you leave? I don't know when I leave. Like I was saying earlier on this Facebook Live, I'm supposed to leave the 7th of April, but my flight was cancelled, and I am seriously considering leaving within the next 3 or 4 days, because I'm looking what happened in Italy. They shut down the country. I'm looking what happened now with Europe. No more flights coming in from Europe, which means that no flights coming in, there are no planes to fly people out. So I could get a flight to London because England is not on this list yet, at least. So let's say if I leave within a week, I can still get home reasonably well, no issues. But if I wait, it could go either way. Situation could get worse. Finland could be like, we're not accepting anyone in. There could be no flights. It could be super expensive. I don't know. I'm thinking the safest bet would be just to go home. And if I'm willing to risk like spending thousands of dollars or just spending extra weeks in America, then I would stay. So I don't know. And yeah, it does fuck with my visa too, because so my flight was actually cancelled. So I could be in a situation where if things change and get worse, where I can't fly home, I would have to extend my visa. Okay, that's going to cost money. Or maybe the extension will be, no, we're not going to extend your visa. So then I would have to go, and then I would be in some limbo situation where I have to go and I have to pay money, get some ridiculous flight, and then I'm stuck somewhere else. So, I mean, if this really gets worse, it could be a headache. So I'm thinking, safest bet, just go home. So I don't know. I saw a bunch of e-buggies, but I also saw a question here, so let's see. I'm going to answer the question and then we e-buggy this shit. on the rear arms, what's the advantage of running the hub inserts on the inner hole and inner hinge pin hole on the arm? We don't do that anymore. So basically the advantage to that is that you gain steering, rotation. It's just fast. Like, let's say you're on a small tight track, it's really good fast on those kind of tracks. But we found that high speed, high grip, more difficult tracks, it's just harder to control, it's harder to be consistent that way. So the longer arm was easier. So then eventually when we improved the setup for the longer arm, we just kept running that everywhere. So we only run the long arm option now. And the new hubs, they actually don't have that short option. Fly to Mexico and then I'm in USA now, so but that's what I'm saying, like all that shit, like fly to a different country and then get there and this way and that way, like all that bullshit, and I have so much luggage also, it just gets really expensive and it's a headache. So yeah, so go now or wait, that's it. And also, yeah, like Chris said, let's say I do get the virus, let's say I did actually get it, and let's say I did get a bit sicker than normal and I need like medical attention, that's going to be fucking expensive over here in America too. That's the other thing. Like if I actually did get sick, I'd much rather be home because it's, you know what? Free at point of access. And it's pretty fucking good too. Just saying. Okay. I think that's it. Pretty excited for this year, this summer. There's going to be a lot going on. Once I get back home, you'll see there'll be some news. And yeah, looking good. How does adjusting front roll center with the pills in the front shock tower on a pivot ball car affect handling? So it affects handling the same as just the upper link on a C-hub car that has a link. So you lower it, more initial steering, aggressive steering into the corner. The car will tend to flip over easier the more you lower the link. So that's bad. Raise the link. Smoother steering, front feels softer, rolls more, doesn't want to flip over as easy. That's kind of what recently I would say the way the Black Edition works is the upper link angles, front or rear, you more so tune it for, do you want the car to be in the track or on the track, or what do you want it to do? So if you want the car to feel lower, more in the track, softer roll, on power, stuck to the ground sort of feeling, you raise the links. If you want it to be more responsive, more direct feeling, more precise, then you lower the link. So yeah, that's really how I would explain that. And you know what? Cruggy.